Morning. Pasensya na po. Took me a while to get up kasi may visiting church ako sa New York. So I want you to know, first of all, this morning, been dealing or talking about this one issue about sometimes I feel that the church often doesn't like to talk about things. Pastors don't like to talk about certain issues because they're afraid of outcomes or rejections, of what the people will say, and so often they try to avoid certain issues and topics, or they address it, pero parang ano ba, it's like sort of nonchalant, pasagi style lang. And doing so, it allows us to say to ourselves that we address certain issues, pero sa totoo lang, we evaded the issues rather than talk to them. I've talked about them. I've made it a personal philosophy of mine in preaching, never to do that. Just to take it straight from the Word of God and what the Word of God says. Not with the goal of offending people. I know some pastors like to hurt with the Word. I don't like to do that. I'm not known to do that. Some pastors try to mellow down the Word. I try not to do that also. But sometimes you just have to say it like that, because that's what the Bible says. And we just have to apply. Today and the next maybe 2 or 3 Sundays, lalo na sa not next Sunday, dahil wala po dito na Sunday morning, I will be at the anniversary of IBC South. So, but the Sunday after that, after couples retreat, I'll be going deeply into this topic. But it's just like anything else you want to, thank you. John chapter 11. So, we want to talk about, I don't plan on raising my blood sugar this morning, so maybe yours, but not me. So, that's a revelation thing. Have you been something like that? No. Okay, so I want to talk about this today, but before I just want to talk about, this setup here. Honestly, hindi pa ito dapat eh. I was supposed to talk about this in another preaching, but the Lord, even just before I got up to come here, and the Lord just put this on my heart, ito muna, I'll talk about that. So I have to be obedient to the Lord. I say, okay, God, it's your pulpit, it's your church, it's your message, so I'll deal with this one first, and then I'll go to the other one later. Kasi I want to talk about conflict. I want to talk about conflict. Gusto ko pag-usapan natin yung gulo, away, kasiraan. But for us to understand what conflict is and what conflict does, let's understand first God's design of the family. Kasi the number one problem in times of conflict is that people who are conflicting in the marriage, in the family, all think they're right. I will tell you this much. It's not possible that everybody's right. Okay? In times of conflict, everyone is always wrong. Walang mas may tama. Walang mas may tama. In times of conflict, whether in the home or in a relationship, everyone is wrong on one plane or on one level or another. My dad used to say, and I've kind of tried to keep that in my mind. I try, it's hard. Hindi mo ito pwedeng awayin ang tao ayaw makapag-away. May sense ba yun? Tama no? Tama The other day we had an episode at school, may mama galit na galit, pinatuturo ako sa mukha. Sino ka ba? Security guard po, tsaka guidance, sabay. Hindi alam ko sino kausap niya eh. So, dahil pakitinala ako, sabi niya ng minister, brother, ang tibay mo. Sabi ko, ate, it was 6:45 in the morning. War free ka din si Papa, you know. Kaya ate, it's too early to fight. Wala pa ako sa mood. I'm like a diesel engine. You gotta warm me up, man. You know, so that's just the Holy Spirit, I'm pretty sure. You can't argue with a person, you can't fight a person, you can't have a conflict na mag-isa lang. You can't have a violation of a peace treaty without one violating and the other one deciding to retaliate. Correct? Di ba? Ganun yun eh. So, you know, so before we get into that, I'm not getting that today, let's understand, ano ba yun? Pinag-uusapan ng Panginoon sa lahat ng bagay. So, pinabili ko to, so that we understand. So, kailangan bata kasi kailangan malinaw ang pananaw, no? Kasi Peter, ikaw bata pa, may salamin pa. Pakibasa mo nga, buti na, Martin. I want you to read, get a mic. Kaya magandang volunteer ka na rin natin. Diyan kayo dalawa. Right. Kaya po tayo sa pag-volunteer sa tingnan natin. Ayaw kumuha ng tanda kasi ano ito sulat. Magkakahalata. You know, baka ano nung basahin dyan eh. Okay, sa mga bata-bata, anak, sila si Pam. Pwede ito sulat. Ito mga bata pa po because I'm choosing younger ones because they're young and their eyes are still good. Ano? Yeah, very good. Yeah. Okay, may volunteer ako pa tayo. Ayun, ito, nakasalamin. Ito, masama na yung matalento. Yeah. Pakibasa nga yung ingredients, ha? Sige, Peter, uwi mo na ako.
Hello.
Hindi, walang hello dyan. Wala, ingredients, walang hello dyan. Promise, wala.
Carbonated water, sugar, caramel color, acidity, regular chlorine or phosphoric acid, natural flavors, coffee.
Tara, sigurado ka. Good, your turn. No, malinaw ang mata, hindi na marunong basa.
Purified water, ATAs, sugar, artificial flavor.
Caramel lang! Sige na. Good, read. Yung nutritional facts. Basahin yung nutritional facts. Susunod ha? Yung nutritional facts.
Amount per serving is per 100 calories, 80 is 32. Total fat 0 grams, 0%, 0%. Protein 0 grams, 0%. Total carbohydrates 20 grams, sugar 20 grams, sodium 9 milligrams, vitamin B5 15%, vitamin B6 50%.
Okay. Next fact. Ano nutritional, nutritional. Acid nutritional sila. Nahiya ka, ingredients lang eh.
Serving size 300 ml. Serving per container 1. Amount per serving per 100 ml. Calories 100 to 34. Total fat 0%, 0%. Protein 0 grams. Total carbohydrates 25 grams. Sugar 25 grams. Sodium 27 milligrams.
Serving size 300 ml, serving per container 1. Amount per serving per 100 ml, calories 125.42. Total fat 0 grams, 0%, protein 0 grams, 0%. Total carbohydrate 31.5 grams, sugar 21.5 grams, sodium 15 milligrams.
Serving size 1
Last serving per kilowatt.
Next time, tanto mo nila sa'yo.
Total fat, 0%. Sugar, 24 gram. Sodium, 45 milligram.
Okay, okay. Thank you guys. Okay, balik sa tindahan yung manunod nyo. Asa pa kayo sa iya mamaya. Sabi niya, ikaw na kaya sabi na lumasay kung pinako ng uwa eh. Ano kayo, lindo eh. Bakit yung binabasa? Kasi what you just read is a complex form of a type of chemistry. Tama ba to? It is a chemistry formula. Those drinks are a combination of different kinds of ingredients, and when they slam them together, in particular, kasi Coca-Cola, which was invented in my hometown in Atlanta, Georgia, used to have actual cocaine when it was first invented. So, noong unang panahon, ang sayang uminom ng Coke. They're very happy because it had actual cocaine therapeutic ingredients when it was invented in my hometown in Atlanta, Georgia. But you put all the ingredients together into a chemistry proportion and you create bang! You create a drink. Alright? It's a chemistry. There's one golden rule in chemistry. Okay? You have to apply the ingredients together. Kinakailangan sa chemistry, pagsama-samahin lahat ng ingredients in order to produce this. Otherwise, it will be a different outcome. Everybody wants a great marriage. Everybody wants a great family life. Everyone has a potential for an awesome family life. The recently late, great Dr. Billy Graham said, God is more interested in your relationships and your family than you will ever be. Sabi ni Dr. Billy Graham, one of the few men I know in this world who served God for his entire life and never had a marital, financial, or moral failure. Praise God. I pray this generation will have that also. No? See, everybody wants a good marriage. Everybody wants good family relations. Lahat ng tao gusto yan. But not everyone wants to apply the formula. And so because of it, we mess up the chemistry. And I've said this before. You can't change the formula and not affect the outcome. Hindi mo maaaring baguhin yung formula na hindi mo naapektuhan yung produkto na kakalabasan. They're all interrelated with each other. Genesis chapter 2. Verse 5 to 7, we find God creating man, Adam, and then he said, it's lonely. I want to give him a helpmate or a helpmeet. You know? A helper. When you clarify that, men, please do not use this verse to think that their wives is a helper. Okay? Some of you men treat your wives as your helper. Tagalog, katulong. Okay? Hindi yun. Sa wikang Hebreo, iba yun. It means to help, meet. To meet you with help. So let's talk about, this, and it comes from my OIKOS series. Pastor, ano ba yung OIKOS? It's good to revisit it. No? When we talk about an OIKOS, it means a family. That's a Greek word. A household member a temple, people within your reach. Kaya po meron couch, dyan, upuan. That's what we mean by oikos. You know what I struggle with often is this. I find that too many Christians take more effort in pleasing their clients and their business partners and their bosses and their co-workers than they do their husband and their wife. Bakit kapag ka employer mo o kliyente mo, you understand. Pero pag asawa mo, you want them to understand. Why do we give our best to people who could care less about us other than making money out of us, and we give leftovers to our family? And then we try to make up for it by giving them short vacations, buying them cell phones, buying them kung ano-ano. Come on now, that's pocket change. I don't care how much your bag is, your cell phone is, your shoes, or the vacation you give your spouse. I don't care about that. Bulsa-bulsa, baliya-baliya lang yan. Bakit? Kasi ito oras. Puso, yan. Walang bayadan yan. Kasi hindi po nababago yan eh. Pag ginugol mo yung buong araw mo, sa trabaho mo, pag uwi mo sa bahay, wala kang panahon sa pamilya mo, then you have spent your most important and valuable commodity in the wrong place. Pastor, you're hot up. Yes, I am. Sabi ko siya, diesel ako. It's getting warm. You know? Pagka gusto mo kung ano, bang. Gusto mo bakasyon, gusto mo magganito, gusto mo ganito, mainit ka. Tama? Pag couples retreat, kailangan pa kumbinsin. Frankly, I don't care what couples retreat to go to. Just go to one. You don't have to go to ours. Of course, I believe ours is the best, but you don't have to go to ours. I don't care where you go. Just go to one. Diba? Pag gusto mong gumuntay, mamasyal, whatever, please don't say, men, please don't say this is for the family. You're just paying off your atraso. Tanungin mo asawa mo, ano gusto niya? When was the last time you asked your wife, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Yan, nag-usap na tayo ngayon. Hindi yun, punta tayo sa ganito. Alam mo sabihin, ayoko, bahala ka sa buhay mo. Hindi nagkuha pa siyang KJ, tama? Sabi ni Tica, dapat talaga, next Sunday ako nag-attend. Kaya nasa pastor doon. O sige, next Sunday ako nag-attend. Tumalay, andito ka. Why pastor? See, there's an undeniable truth that we are mandated by God's law to reach out to the people within our reach. They are our oikos. Sino yung mga oikos mo? Nakatabi mo. Yung kasama mo sa bahay. That's your oikos. That's your area of responsibility. That's it. Before you reach out to your neighbor, to your lolo, to your lola, to your aunt or your uncle, reach out to your family first. Why? Because that's God's mandate for you. Did you know that even in the Bible, in the exercise of the church, yun ang mandate, Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria. He was talking to Jews. Jerusalem muna, then Judea, then Samaria, then the uttermost parts of the world. Even that's a mandate. It's useless for me to go all the way out and support missionaries to America, or Canada, or Australia, or Vietnam, when hindi ko pa siya supportahan yung mga nandito. Diba? Pagbira, lahat ng tao, nilagaan na natin. Yung nilagay ng Panginoon sa'yo, hindi mo inaalagaan. Diba sa atin, nilakihan ng Panginoon ng konti yung oikos. No? Sa amin po, Yung dating 3-seater, it became a 6-seater. No? Then dumating si Zach, naging 7-seater. Then dumating yung dalawa, nadagdagan na naman, 9 na, plus kami, 11. Nadagdagan na naman ulit. Yung muling family picture namin, parang class picture na. No? One day, itong buong area na ito, bubuloy ng asawa ko. I was chatting with my brother yesterday. Sabi, Tol! Dahil mo anak! Sabi, Tol! Hindi ko alam kung ano nangyari. Nagasing ako, nagsisigarilyo na lang siya. Tapos sinabi ko sa kanya, nilasing na naman ako. Ito, joke lang. Although sinabi niya kayo before the quarter, ito po yun. Sabi niya sa akin, huwag mo na ako ligawan. Tapos sabi ko sa kanya, sige, huwag na lang. Ayun, ginin ko. Hindi na ako nakaligaw. It just, I'm getting ahead of myself because my mind and my heart is so full of stuff. But please understand, okay, we are mandated, Tagalog, utos ng Panginoon. Okay, Pastor, let's talk about chemistry. Sabi ko kasi, before we can have this, we gotta have the right chemistry, right? Yes, so let's talk about chemistry. What is God's chemistry in the home? What does that mean? Maybe sabihin nun. Let's talk about the beautiful chemistry, the results. Let's talk about the results first kasi a lot of you will disregard everything I say later. So I'll talk about results first, okay? Right? Parang ganito, parang restaurant. So I'm going to go, I'm going to go to the last, I'm going to go first, okay? This is how you know I came to this before I stepped out of church. There you go. The first result of a beautiful chemistry, our prayers answered. Wow. Sino ba nagpe-pray dito? Okay, lahat tayo, di ba? Sino gusto sagutin ng Panginoon ang panalangin niyo? Wala naman nagpe-pray, Lord God, please. These are my needs. Please don't answer them. Anyone nagpe-pray that? Wala naman nagpe-pray ng ganon. In 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 7, we'll go that detail there. God always favors the faithful. The result of a chemistry, following God's chemistry, is you get your prayers answered. Pastor, do I get the right answer that I like? No, but remember, God's no will always be better than your yes. God's way will always be better than your go. But you get your prayers answered. You gain favor in the eyes of your partner. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 7, 1 and 7. Honoring each other confirms to them their place in your heart and life. Did you do it? When you honor your spouse, when you honor them, something happened kasi. In the couples we will understand a little bit more about that, and we always do every year. Sabi ko, kasi Pastor, I don't want to go to couple kasi every year is the same. No, it's not the same. But we talk about similar things, yes, because you're supposed to be married for the rest of your life. You need a daily remembrance. Okay? But you know, when you were in courtship, yung mga naliligaw dito, mga lalaki naliligaw, tama? Sapat lang yung pamasahe mo para makadalaw. No, ibibili mo pa na siopaw o bulaklak or today's millennial generation milk tea. Hello, babe? Milk tea. Tama? Wala ka namang pera. Wala ka namang talagang allowance. You don't really have any money. You don't really have, and if you use that money, you will walk home. And that's also your merienda. But because you bought the shop and the milk tea, no, right? What happens? That means your merienda going to your girl that you're courting has now been reduced from siopaw to Mentos. At least fresh yung breath mo, di ba? So you go to the house, and you bring your siopaw, and you bring this thing now, and you give it to them kasi that's their favorite. Binigay mo si siopaw, binigay mo yung bulaklak, no, pinagpag mo lang yung ugat kasi dinakamus bahay, yung rosas ni nanay. And she says, wow, thank you. And suddenly you're like, woo! Why? Kasi the person you're courting feels that you put her needs over yours, and suddenly she feels honored, right? And she says, babe, kumain ka na ba? Oh, busog pa ako, pero yung chat mo gumagano. No? Your mouth is saying, and your heart is full. It's saying, yes, I already ate. Just to see you and see your beautiful face, I'm already full. No? But your stomach is saying, no, you're hungry. Right? But you honored them. You gave favor in their eyes. Respect reigns in the house. When you practice, respect reigns in the house. Let me segue. Singles, listen to me. Listen to me. The first bad chemistry that will destroy your future relationship is premarital sex. And please don't let me define anong klaseng sex. Any kind. Visual, simple, touching, oral, say, I don't care if they get pregnant or not. Bakit, Pastor? Kasi you believe in virginity? No. Because, men, if you engage the girl that you supposedly love, and you engage them physically, you know what you're saying to her, kaya lang masyadong lango yung utak niya sa being emotionally connected to you. By doing so, what? You tell her that you're taking advantage of her. Nalaman kita. Kasi pwede. By doing so, and you marry her, you plant seeds of disrespect in her life. Lalabas siya later. I've been in ministry for almost 30 years now. I started in 1991. I've been a counselor longer than I have been in ministry. Okay? 100% of all the relational conflict, 100% of all the relational conflict na nakita ko sa mag-asawa started before they got married. Because premarital sex, physical contact, is always selfish. Always selfish. And when you're selfish, you disrespect. I promise you. Okay? If you can prove more than 30 years of work in counseling and ministry wrong, well, good luck to you. But I'm telling you, it's 100%. I don't care kung mga naging pastor na yung mga yan, o regular members lang, it don't matter. Segue again. I promise last night. Girls, God says, I have bought you, loved you with an everlasting love. I have bought you with an incredible price. Ganun ang verse, no? That's the King James Version. This is the King James Version. Welcome cheap. Mas gusto ko yung version ko. Sabi ni King James, you have been bought with a high price. So honor your God with your body. Diba? It's so nice to hear. King James version says, welcome cheap. Mahal ang sa'yo. Natatapos ng Mr. Right sa Miss Right, ayaw mo lang maging right. Respect reigns in the house. Okay? Okay? Now let's jump. Okay? Okay na. I want you out of that already. Alright, let's talk about this. Let's talk about a beautiful chemistry. When God says chemistry, it means one, there has to be a choice for harmony. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 8. Be of one mind, be like-minded. Look at life at the other way does. The other does. Choose harmony. Harmony is a choice. You know what is harmony? Harmony is not one. No. That's the problem with many people in family. That's the problem with many marriage. I want to be heard. No, I want to be heard. No, I want to be heard. No, I'm right. So then I have a family. Because everybody wants to be right and everybody's noisy. That's not harmony. That's harmony. This is not. This is. Pastor, marunong ka magpiano? Wala pa kayong di alam sa akin. Di ako marunong, hindi alam ko. Ngayon alam na lahat. Choose harmony. Harmony is a choice. Huh? Sometimes we just need to learn how to shut up. Shut up. I got you, dog. Zip it. Shut up. But he needs to know he's wrong. I promise you, he knows he's wrong. But Pastor, she needs to know she's wrong. I promise you, she knows she's wrong. Because you don't get into one-way fights. They're always both ways. Choose harmony first. Be right later. Choose harmony. Verse. I'm into the word here. Choose harmony first. Even in relationships, pagkakaibigan, Pastor, you're telling me na tanggapin ko yung tama, yung mali? To accept the wrong? I didn't say that. I just said choose harmony. You can be right without killing each other. I'm telling you, most of you are close to us know this. So this is not a bragging, it's common knowledge. My wife and I hardly ever fight. My kids don't. I think all year long, we've had maybe one disagreement. But an all-out fight, I think maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and I don't even remember. But why are you saying that, Pastor? Over the years, something she's learned, and I've learned so far, is that part. It saves so much heart. Sometimes I'll see her so frustrated with me, as in, siguro kung pwede ko sapakin ito, sinapak na ako. You know? And she would want to smack me in the mouth. Kasi I just get on and on and on, and she'll just go, and I'll see her in the corner of my eye. I'll literally see her. She won't wait. She'll wait till I turn around. But I see her. See? And she'll go, and she'll just quiet. Wait for a better opportunity. Sometimes, that's the same thing with her. She's level 28. And ako, I'm a happy-go-lucky guy, guys. I just chill. What's up, man? And she's like, kasi. I'm like, Taylor's hold the sky. Okay ba, kanta? Put your voice on. Okay. Guys, sing that in your head. Okay? Hakuna Matata. In your head. Do not do that while she's angry, okay? Kasi doon ka masasaktan. Okay? When you will have broken things in the house, when you break into a song, okay? Galit na galit, Hakuna Matata. No. Kahit worship songs, not acceptable, okay? And I will, no. Bad move. You will get hurt. Just zip it. Be of one mind. Mercy. Ay, 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 ay. People want to have grace, but they don't want to give grace. People want mercy, but they don't want to give mercy. Verse 8 says, be sympathetic. Place yourself in their shoes. Know when to stop being right and start being merciful. Be merciful. I can't stress that. Be merciful. Stop being right. Start being merciful. You know what is mercy? It's withholding what people deserve. Okay. Grace is giving what you can't work for. That's God. Merciful, Allah, is withholding what they deserve. Okay? Stop being right all the time. Kasi you're not right all the time. Be merciful. Sometimes my wife has to remind me of that. Kasi po, I have a head chant for not always being right. Kasi po in my mind, I've always said, I have an innate, strong sense of justice. Ibig sabihin, pag tama yun, dapat ginagawa. All my kids know that. Sometimes my kids have been terrorized about that. And I've apologized to them many times about it. Unfortunately, I've had to do that too many times. Ako kasi po, isip ko, when I think, in my mind, pag tama yung dapat gawin na. No? And then, especially if I tell you, tapos you don't do it, it really gets on my nerves. Kasi feeling ko nakakalalaki ka. Feeling ko sina-challenge mo ko. That's really how I feel. You know? So, I love you guys, but if you want to be on my bad side, don't do that, okay? Kasi I feel like, if I already talked to you and told you, tapos you do it, nag-jack ba? You know? It irritates me. But I also understand, my wife understands, that I think differently than other people. So sometimes if she thinks I'm overboard, she'll say, babe, baka naman chill ka lang kasi baka naman ganito. Kasi ganito. Kasi hindi na intindihan. Ipaliwanag mo. Okay, wala pala. So I'll retreat and come back in a different way. Be merciful. Let's stop being right all the time. No? Lalo tayo mga tatay. Lalo sa Filipino culture. No? Ako ang tatay ng tahanan ito. Ako ang masusunod. Brad, tatay tayo, di tayo hari. Even the king needs a throne. Sabi nga ni Pastor Wayne, I am the head of the home. My wife is the neck. She turns the head. It makes sense. Be merciful. Lalo na pag alam mo, especially if you know that more than likely you are more right than the other one. Be merciful. Make your point. State the fact. Sabihin mo. And then be done with it. Be merciful. Okay, ang hirap nito. Pastor, number 4. Be friendly. It's hard to be friendly when there's a conflict. I didn't say be best friends. In fact, the Bible says, if possible, be at peace with everyone. If possible. Be friendly. Invest in building a relationship with your spouse. There's a myth. There's this incredibly wrong myth in relationship today. No? And it's really bad. No? It's really bad. And this is that one myth, okay? The myth is about relationships. People seem to think that in today's time, being married or having someone means you actually have a good relationship with your spouse. No, people. You have to take time to talk and talk about things and make kwento about things. Sometimes my wife wants to tell me something and myself being opinionated, mag-opinion ako. She said, wait, mag-kwento muna ako. Awa pala. Okay, sorry. I have to step back. You have to make time. Deep love is built on a deeper friendship. I don't mind having friends. I have a lot of friends. Okay, guys? But your best friend needs to be your spouse. Ladies, not your mare-mare and your pare-pare and your small group Bible study, I don't care what you call it, Bible study, gym buddies. They're not your best friends. You want me to prove they're not your best friends? When your world comes crashing down, when you get sick, sino nandun? They're not going to take care of you. They're not going to love on you. Bakit? Kasi they have their own. Okay? I mean, God forbid, a problem happens to you and your wife is there, and the first thing you say is, "Nasa si Pastor." Build a relationship with your wife. Your best friend needs to be your wife. Otherwise, you should have married your barkada. The only problem is no to soju bill. Be friendly. Invest in a deep relationship. Life is too short not to have deep relationships. Sobrang iksi ng buhay para sayangin natin. Invest. Be merciful. Life is too short to be vengeful and malicious. Masyado maiksi ang buhay para maging ikaw isang mapaghigante at malisyosong tao. But Pastor, she's acting maliciously, or he's acting maliciously. So, tatapatan mo. So now you have two malicious parents in the house that will produce serial killer children, highly dysfunctional. So you have two kung fu fighters in the house. Tama? Producing children who are that way. Invest. I promise you, if your marriage and family life is a mess today, then because you've not invested. You've invested money. You've invested in things. If your children, tatay, if your children can't connect to you, I promise you, Pastor, nagpapakasyon kami, I don't care! I buy them stuff, I don't care! I send them to good schools, I don't care! Ala sa Bible yun! The Bible says, fathers, do not provoke your children. Huwag mo siyang udyokin sa kamalian o katiwalian. But rather, nurture them. Raise them and nurture them in the admonition and grace of the Lord. That's what it says. Kung wala kang relationship sa anak mo, yung totoo, kaya lumipit ka sa pastor, pag sumabit yung anak mo. Pag sumabit yung anak mo, tapos walang relationship with you, I promise. It's because you've not built a deep relationship with them. You've been a good provider. You've been a leader. You've been a force. You've been everything except God's chemistry for them. Don't worry. Lalamig na. Kasi almost na. Hold on with me. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 21. Philippians chapter 2, verse 3. Actually, can you throw Philippians chapter 2, verse 3? Philippians chapter 2, verse 3, and I love this verse. And it says, do nothing out of rivalry or conceit, but in humility Consider others as more important than yourself. This verse is a resonating verse in my heart. Kung pwede, pag nagpatato ako, yan nalagay ko yan. Ang haba lang, masakit. Sa kaya ko pa yan ng misis ko. Do nothing out of rivalry or conceit. Do you do that? Nagipag-competition ka sa asawa mo. Kung gumawa ka ng mali, nagawa din ako mali. Tayong mga guys, meron tayong habit. No. We will be irresponsible with something, so we will make the wife commit the same responsibility. Tama? Magiging financially irresponsible tayo, tapos uuwi tayo may malaking kalaki-laki regalo. Kaya hindi naman niya kailangan, hindi niya hiningi. And then one day, susumbat natin, binilihan na kita ng ano. And she will say what? I never asked for that. Sabi mo lang, well, Pastor, nasa bahay ka ba namin nangyari yun? We guys love to do that. Okay? We guys love to do that. It doesn't work. Sabi niya, consider others as more important than yourself. Ituloy mo mas importante ang iba kaysa sa iyong sarili. That's what it means to be humble. That's what it means to be humble. Unahin mo ang interest ng ibang tao bago sa iyo. That's what it means to be humble. You know, you may be getting tired. Let's go back. You may be getting tired that I keep using my family life. You know what? I love my family. We had our quirks. But man, so I have to keep talking about it. One habit my father does is this. Pagkainan, padre de pamilya, siya ang huling kakain. Simple. Never tells us, never announce. So it just became a habit for me. I didn't notice that until my kids started saying it. Si Daddy, huling kumakain. Hindi ko na naisip yun. Kasi sa amin po, ganun talaga eh. As far as I can remember. Even if bigyan mo ng pagkain si Dad, kukunin yung pagkain, bibigyan sa mami ko. Sige, kuha na kayo. Alam niyo ba, that kind of practice, what's that? He eats last. He's the last to go to bed. He waits till everybody's in bed. Then when everybody's in bed, doesn't matter how tired he is, he'll go to their room and check if they're okay. If he can stay awake long enough, you'll find him kneeling in prayer at the end of the bed. I've caught him many times as a young child. Praying for me. I never understood what it was to pray. Walang schedule yan, as busy as that guy was. Walang schedule yan. When my mom says, pwede ba tayong gumawa ng ganito or pumunta dito, it was law. Okay, game. If it conflicted with the schedule, he'll find a way. Going na paraan. You know, and I never understood that as a kid. But the more I get into the word, I understand. He was just a humble guy. You know? Alam niyo ba, para sa akin, napakahirap gawin yan. Yung paunahin ko kumain yung pamilya ko bago ako. Kasi lugi. Tatlo lang kayong kapatid eh. Ilabing isa itong mga figure ito eh. No? Pag hinain eh, when the food is laid on the table, it's a full course buffet. Huh? By the time I get to the table to get my share, it's just appetizers. Huh? Yung malaking kanin, naging sushi na lang. But they're catching up to it. Kasi when I looked and I said, "Oy, your ate, your kuya," kasi usually my older kids are still out here doing church and ministry, or your ate and kuya, they haven't eaten yet. Tayo wala lahat yan! And they'll give their share. If they got too much. So sa akin, that's for them. They're learning. You know? Walang ubusan sa bahay namin. Bawal ang saking sa bahay namin. Bawal ang barumal sa bahay namin. But I don't have to scold them. My mother has not scold. So all she has to say, "Oh, kuya, hindi pa kumakain. Ate, hindi pa kumakain. May trabaho pa sa church. And if napasobra yung kuha ng ulam, they all get up. may contributions. Of course, iba partially true na. Pero okay lang. Hindi mo naman, pag nilong di sabaw, hindi may alat tayo. Parang ang lambot ito sino na ito ha. Tatlong beses na kinuya yan. It's been 2-3 times. Softened for you out of love, right? But, you know, put on humility. Say no to retaliations. Say no to retaliations. Let me help you understand. Say no to retaliations. Huwag kang pumayag sa gantihan. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 9 to 10. Let me read from you from, because some of you might not have it, the Message translation. 1 Peter chapter 3. Start with verse 8. Summing up, be agreeable, sympathetic, loving, compassionate, humble. That goes for all of you, no exceptions, no retaliations, no sharp-tongued sarcasm. Instead, bless. That is your job, to bless. And you will be a blessing, and you also will get a blessing. Did you know that? Your number one job in the home is to be a blessing in the home. Fathers and mothers, you remember, may tawag dito when we used to go to our lolos and lolas and we bless, tama? You know why it's called bless? And they will bless, tama? Iba, more religious, they'll bless. Iba, they'll bless. No, they'll just bless. That's a Filipino custom. No one in the world I know does that. No? In other words, it's religion. Pero in today, even ako na-awkward ako when people bless that they're older. Kasi then I feel like I'm 300 years old. You know? Pag nag-bless sa akin, like, oh, sige. Sometimes the staff will do that. Sila Pastor Go. I'm like, tanda ka mo sa akin eh. You know, nag-bless sila. Like, oh, sige, tapusin natin. But you know what the word bless is? It's a recognition of why each and every member of the family has been placed where they are. You are made a father to your home because God saw, because God saw that this home needed to be blessed with a father. Your position in the home is God's guarantee that this family is blessed. Did you know that? Lahat ng taong narito, ikaw ay pagpapala sa iyong pamilya. Nilagay ka ng Diyos doon para maging pagpapala ka sa pamilya mo. So pagpalain mo sila. God has blessed you and placed you in the home because He saw you as a blessing in the home. So be a blessing in the home. But you can't be a blessing if you're too busy retaliating, gumagante, nakikipagbawian, nakikipagsiraan, matalas ang dila. Pag matalas ang tapos ng dila mo, mapalakit ka, mapalabang ka, maramot ka, mapag-inganti ka, hindi ka blessing. May isang video tawag doon, hindi blessing, wiset. Okay? Pastor, I'm single. Do you have a family? Then God wants to bless that family. Kaya kami na ito. Problem with Christians, many people, imbis na maging blessing tayo, mabigat tayo. Instead of being a blessing, you become a burden. So you can only be one or two. You can be a blessing or you can be a burden. And blessing has to be decided on. I decide to be a blessing. And sometimes being a blessing means forgiving. My wife and I, sometimes we talk about preaching. And I talked to her about Corinthians 13. How about it? Love is patient, love is kind, love is blah, blah, blah. You know, my favorite part Doon sa buong 1 Corinthians 13 na yan, isa lang talaga. Isa lang. Ano? Love keeps no record of wrong. Are you telling Pastor to forget? No, we can't forget. But you can choose not to keep a record. In fact, another verse says, because love covers a multitude of sins. Pastor, you're asking me to condone wrongdoing? No, I didn't say that either. I didn't say support their wrongdoing. Huh? I didn't say, bilihan mo ng bagong sapatos, yung babae ng asawa mo. I didn't say, bilihan mo ng Air Jordan, yung lalaki ng asawa mo. I didn't say, bigyan mo allowance yung anak mo para mag-transpa. Okay, I didn't say that. I didn't say condone wrongdoing. But the Bible says it doesn't keep a record of wrong. And that is a choice. Sometimes, that's the biggest blessing you can give. You know, to a person like myself, who have committed incredibly too many wrong moves in my marriage, I praise God she doesn't keep a record of wrong. Now, she may remember in her mind, but she'll never throw the book at me. But pag gano'n ka na, alam mo ginawa mo to, boom! Naalam mo nung ginawa mo to, bang! Naalam mo nung ginawa mo to, bang! Kasi you know, when people get historical, they both come back, and it never ends. Only Jesus is the perfect husband, and we are the dirty bride. Only Jesus is the perfect husband, and we are the dirty bride. Is that true? There's a word that was said by John Piper. He said, staying married, therefore, is not mainly about staying in love. It's about keeping a covenant. Till death do us part, or as long as we both shall live. It is a sacred promise or covenant. The same kind Jesus made to his bride when he died for her. Pag sinabi daw natin yung till death do us part, is the same promise Jesus made after he died for your sins and mine. And he says, alam mo, unfaithful ka. Alam mo, you're adulterous. My bride, tayo. How am I adulterous, Pastor? Or you only love Jesus on Sundays. On Mondays, somebody else is king. So we're adulterous. Unfaithful. Ama? We steal from God rather than be faithful to Him. Siya yung last resort sa choices natin bago natin siya piliin. We'll wait till everything comes down before we come right back to God. Is that the most unfaithful thing that we do? Yeah. And Jesus says, I have loved you. In Jeremiah, he says, with an everlasting love. And when Jesus died on the cross for you and me, he loved you in your filthiest, dirtiest act. And he loved me in my dirtiest, most terrible act. And when you got married, it's that same love. That same covenant. You see, there's something about these drinks. Nasa na yung apat. Si Aisha will be sitting. Yung apat na bakit dito, want to bring them back? Yeah. So the four, I think George babysitting, let's sub him out. Okay, come on guys, come back. I'll give you the, Asa si Martin, Mr. Reader. Ano yung sa'yo? Ano? Ano yung sa'yo dito? Coke. Juicy. Ano yung sa'yo? Right. Right. Ano yung sa'yo? Diba? Okay. Kasi si Mark. Okay, Marcos, ganito. Pareho mo lang rin yung nabilis sa dalawang ito. Let's talk about formula, okay? Alright? What flavor is that? Ano flavor yan? Wala, Sprite lang. Yan, ano flavor yan? Ha? Wala. Hindi ka natin wala. About caramel syrup. Pinasa mo eh. Yung ano kanina na caramel eh. Ikaw ano flavor yan? Very good na isa lang yung flavor, di ba? Kasi color orange. Ano flavor yan? Wow! Okay. Okay. So in other words, when you open that, please open it now. Careful. Let's confirm if the formula is correct. Taste. Does it taste like apple? Patis siya, patis! Apple, correct. So, it's true to the advertisement, see apple. Ano taste? Kasi it says orange. Does it taste like Coke? Does it taste like Sprite? Grabe, no? No? Hindi. Galit. Hindi nyo napansin na pinalawa ka ng tubig ka lang kanina eh. Baka yung sa aquarium. It's faithful to the... Have you ever drank that before? Yes? Faithful to the taste? Okay? Okay. So nakakita ka lahat yan. So the chemistry has been applied. All different tastes, all different. You get it? Pastor, what's the point? Please go to the ingredient. In the ingredients part, other than sugar, merong ingredient yan sa nutritional value. You know? It should spell sodium. Tama? May sodium. Okay, please taste. Ano lasa? Mag-grab sa... Okay na to. Does it taste like salt? Does it taste like salt? Did you taste the salt when you tried that? No, because salt was used in the formula. But you can't taste the salt. I promise you, remove the salt and the sodium, that will taste different. In fact, now, let me do the experiment for you. Drew. There. Okay. Put it right in front, right away. Okay, drink. Drink. Very good. Okay. Matamis. Tumamis pa. Hindi. That is a word. Tumamis pa? Hindi pa rin. Kasi wrong formula. This is the problem with people in the home, and marriages in the home. We choose just to be salt. We become salty. Our family. They were hurtful, damaging. We put a bad taste sa bibig ng mga tao natin. We license our anger. We license our hatefulness. And we just become salt sa buhay ng mga tao. See, you can't change the chemistry without affecting the result. And if you want your prayers answered, you want God's blessing on you, you want God to do things in your family you've never seen before, then you have to choose to follow God's chemistry. Pastor, ang hirap. Didn't say it was easy, but it's still a choice. Thank you guys. Win it in. souvenir. Huwag niyo ubusin, next week gagamitin ko ulit yan. Because we simply cannot mess with the chemistry and not. You want that? I just gave you the formula. My prayer is, that every person here in this building will say, God, you placed me in my family to be a blessing. Let me be a blessing. I want to be a blessing, not to be perfect, but my prayer is that every person here, every father here, every mother here, every child, it doesn't, Pastor, ako lang Christian sa family, or maybe you're here, and you're the only one here. You know what? Choosing to be a blessing is not just pag nandun ka na, but right now, you're going to choose to be a blessing. God, I want to be a blessing to the people na nilagay mo sa buhay ko. I want to be a blessing to them. I want to be a blessing to the people I'm working with. I want to be a blessing sa work. I want to be a blessing to the people I live with. I want to be a blessing sa lahat ng mga tao. We all want that, but we're not willing to do it. My prayer today is that you say, God, I just want to be a blessing to my home. Father, we come before you this morning. We praise you and we thank you. Because Lord, sometimes it's difficult. It's easier to do it our way. We forget, Lord, the tragic outcomes are greater, Lord. Mas masakit, Panginoon, yung dulo, Panginoon, if we do it our way. Because when we do things our way, pag ginawa namin ito, Panginoon, then we place in our life, in our hearts, the burden of making things right. I pray, God, that you would teach us to be people of blessing story. Teach us to be that kind of people. Would you stand with me? I pray that without prayer, that's God, if you place me in my home to be a blessing, then Lord, I want to be a blessing. Lord, it's time for the church of God, it's time for the people of God to stop seeking the blessing and start praying to be a blessing. Because God placed you in your house. Fathers, God placed you in your house to be a blessing to your house, to be a blessing to your spouse, to be a blessing to your children. Moms, nilagay kayo ng Panginoon sa buhay ng mga pamilya to be a blessing to your family, to be a blessing to your husband. Kids, nilagay kayo ng Panginoon sa pamilya. I don't know anong semblance or kakaibang pamilyang setting na nilagay kayo. Some of you, kayo ng buhay in this world that you know of. Yan ang pamilya mo. Pero nilagay ka lang just dyan. Because God put you there. Because He wants you to be a blessing. Not for them to bless you, but you to be a blessing to them. No? Maraming mga anak, ang utak natin gano'n no? Anong makukuha ko sa pamilya ko? Anong regalo ko sa birthday ko? Anong regalo ko sa Pasko? Anong makukuha ko sa pamilya ko? Anong makukuha ko sa tatay ko, sa nanay ko? How about yung mga anak dito, mag-decide kayo maging blessing sa pamilya nyo? How about yung mga anak dito, imbis na kung anong rebelling ginagawa nyo, anong sumpa sa mali ng mga magulang yung ginagawa nyo, maging blessing kayo sa pamilya nyo. Pastor, buwisit yung mga magulang ko. Kaya ka nga nilagay doon para maging blessing ka. Makulit na sila, makulit ka pa rin. Ano yun? Right? It just stands to reason. Nilagay ka ng Panginoon so you can be a blessing. Not a curse. Hindi ka maging burden. When was the last time, mga kabataan dito, na pinag-pray mo, tuturo, mga kabataan, I will point you up, I will call you up, mga kabataan, right now, before I give the invitation, okay? Mga kabataan, when was the last time na pray ka? Panginoon, gawin mo akong blessing sa pamilya ko. Gawin mo akong blessing sa magulang ko. Gawin mo akong blessing sa eskwelahan ko. Gawin mo akong blessing sa mga kaibigan ko. Hindi. 99% ng mga kabataan ang gusto mo eh. God, bigyan mo akong ganito. God, ganito. Sana yung pamilya. Sana yung mami. No, how about ikaw? Kailan ka nag-pray na maging blessing ka sa pamilya mo? Kailan ka nag-pray na maging blessing ka sa mga nilagay ng Diyos sa buhay? When was that? What's that? As if God placed you where you are to be a blessing, then for all purposes, be a blessing. Be a blessing. And when you're a blessing, then God blesses you. Father, I pray that you will speak to everyone here. Self-included. Kami mga tatay, Panginoon, help us sometimes, akala namin, pag nag-provide na kami, nagpaaral na kami, nagbigay kami, nagganito kami, yun yung blessing God, hindi po kasi yun eh. All the things that we give to our family as fathers, that's just from you. If hindi mo naman kami bless, wala naman kami bibigay. Pero Panginoon, yung totoong blessing is what we do with our life. What we do with our words, what we do with our strength, what we do with our time, what we do, Lord, you know, in everyday moments, Panginoon. That's when we become a blessing. That's when we become a blessing. I pray, God, that you will speak to everyone here today and start living the formula, Panginoon, na ibinigay mo sa mga. It's a tough message, but it's also real. If you're here today and you're saying, Pastor, hirap kong preaching na yun, Pastor. Hirap tanggapin, pero tama ko. Today, ang prayer ko lang, instead of mabless ako, gusto ko maging blessing sa pamilya. I want to be a blessing to my home. Start with me, Pastor. Start with me. And I would love to pray with you. Love to pray. I would love to pray. So the Lord speaking to you today. Would you come to the altar with me? And let's come and pray together and say, God, I want to be a blessing to my home. Nilagay mo pala ako dito eh. God, I want to be a blessing to my home. You know, very limited ako what I'm able to do. You know, alam, it's not konti lang naman kaya ko gawin. It's not about konti. It's not about marami. It's about being who God placed you with in your home. And why God placed you in your home. See, God placed you in your home because He placed you there to be a blessing. Nilagay ka ng Panginoon para maging pagpapala sa iyo. So kung nilagay ka doon, then bless. Be a blessing. Seek the Word of God. God, ano ba? Watch it with me here. What can I do? Ano pwede kong gawin? Let's stop being right and start being merciful. Let's stop the retaliations. Let's stop the record keeping. Let's start being a blessing. Let's start being a blessing. Walang turuan. Walang, o sige, ikaw muna. Walang ganun. But really just say, God, today, I want to be a blessing. Marami sa atin, like myself, ang dami kong bad habits that keep me from being a blessing in my home. And so God, show me when I'm not being a blessing in my home. Help me to be honest. Help me, Lord, maging honest. Help me, Panginoon, maging tapat. Help me, Lord, na maging, ready to be corrected. Help me, Lord, to be humble. Help me, Lord, with all of those. I want to be a blessing, Lord. Be a blessing. Tama na yung magiging maramot. Tama na yung paano naman yung mga pangailangan ko. Tama na yung paano naman ako. Let's start saying to God, God, I want to be a blessing. Kasi nilagay mo ko dito para magpapapala ng God. I want to do that. I want to do that. Dear Father, we're here today. And Lord, if this is your formula, God, it's from the eyes of the world, it's a hard formula. But Lord, it's also right. And when we are right, then God, He will answer prayers. Then God, we will gain favor in the eyes of people, Panginoon, sa paligid sa amin. And God, respect will reign in my house. respect reigns in my house. Paggalang po, Panginoon, at paparangal reigns in my house. That is the blessing. And we want to be a part of that. Lord, take, Lord, every heart and mind here. Knock down every high place. Knock down every pride. Knock down everything, every wrong mindset, Lord. And let it be subjected, Lord, under your cross. Lord, when you died for us, when you became the sacrifice for our sins, you did so knowing how terrible we can be, and yet you still died for us. So God, today, help us, Lord, to love the way you love, and try as hard as that may be, to keep trying. Because, Lord, dear love is the only form of that. God, I pray that you teach us. Let love and humility and respect prevail in our houses. Let right speech prevail in our houses. And Satan, I cast you out in Jesus' name. On every heart, every mind, everything, a spirit of pride, a spirit of selfishness, a spirit of greediness, we cast you out by the blood of Jesus away from this place. God, I pray, as we begin to end the season for the family, that you bring every family together, and you bring every husband and wife together, that you bring every child together with their families. Let us be a blessing, Panginoon, sa lugar at pamilya at mga tao kung saan kami pinaglalagay. God, I pray that would be a daily challenge for us. In your name we pray, praising you. Amen.